Hi, my name is Shira Jones and I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas. Thank you very much for hitting play on the YouTube video and spending some time with me. Before we get started on doing a mental, spiritual, emotional spring cleaning, I would like to get grounded. I find focusing and becoming fully present in the moment really improves our ability to do the difficult work of growing. So it's a very simple breathing exercise where we inhale for 4, hold for 4, and then exhale for 8. And we're going to do that 3 times. So either close your eyes, or if you don't feel able to close your eyes, find a spot in the room to focus on, preferably one that doesn't move. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now return to your normal breathing. Very good. Okay. So we are a little over a quarter of the way through 2017. So January 1st of 2017, everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people took part in the huge practice of making New Year's resolutions. So we either made a list, either in writing, in our minds, in our hearts, of all the wonderful things we were going to do this year. And statistics show that by the end of January, a lot of those things had kind of fallen by the wayside. So we were going to, eat healthier. We were going to read more books. We were going to travel. We were going to save money. And by the beginning of February, those things are no longer interesting and we're no longer doing a lot of those things. By March, we're kind of picking those things back up again because winter is coming to an end and the first day of spring, March 20th, has come. And so in the great effort, because those things are important to us, and those goals are set because we want to do better for a lot of different reasons. So what we're going to spend the rest of this YouTube video talking about is what exactly do we need to do to be realistic about progress and to be realistic about what we are truly wanting. So first things first, what is it that you want? The operative word here is you. Sometimes we say that we want things, and honestly, we don't want those things. We say we want those things because, for lack of a better phrase, it's the cool thing to do. So, if we're with friends who are healthy, we say we want to get healthier and we want to exercise and we want to lose weight, when really we are okay with our weight. We're okay with our health status. And we totally do not want to go walking, running, yoga, whatever. We're cool with not doing those things. We would prefer to do different things. So the question is, why is it not okay to say, I want something different? Next is, what if you do want those health things, but you're finding it difficult to stick to a particular plan? What then? So we're going to tackle both those things. First things first. What is it that you want? Become clear about that. Each of us values different things, and we value different things because we're different people. And there's nothing wrong with you valuing something different than someone you love. So what may be something you want to let go of is being the same as others around you that you love and care for. There's nothing wrong with you being you and them being them. Actually, that's wonderful. That makes our society better. That makes your community better. If you have a bunch of different people who come together with different talents and different approaches to things and different values, then it enriches our society and it makes it fun. We can't have a bunch of Shiras running around. That'd be, it may be exciting for a minute, but it would get boring and kind of chaotic, right? So it's okay to be you. Next, what if you truly want those things, but because of prolonged time not being active, physically, mentally, or spiritually, to go from 0 to 100 is going to be very difficult. So be reasonable when you set your goal, thinking that all of a sudden you are going to be able to sit down and enjoy Shakespeare, if typically that's not your style of reading, will only frustrate you and it'll deter you. And that's not the goal. The goal is to last for a longer period of time with quality joy. And I think that's one of the things that we're missing is joy and quality. You know, one of the things that I have to be very careful about is remembering that life is not about mastering the art of suffering. It's about becoming joyful. And so I'm not setting goals so that I can become better at dealing with unhappiness. I'm setting goals so that I can become happy. So here is how to kind of let go of things that no longer serve you and cultivate things that will. First, become clear about what will serve you. And that may take some time. And it's difficult in a YouTube video for me to give directions that are going to suit everyone. But here's a start. Sit down and get honest with yourself. Some people can do this through journaling, just taking out a blank sheet of paper and asking themselves, what is it I want? What is it I value? And then answering that question. Other people may need a little bit more structured exercise in doing that. And you can find great self-discovery exercises on Pinterest or looking up journaling prompts on Amazon Kindle. They have wonderful workbooks that can help you do that. Or on the internet, you can find things, and one of those methods may speak to you. After you discover what it is you may want, set reasonable goals. And so a goal, one, needs to be reasonable. So it needs to be slightly out of reach, but it needs to be realistic. It needs to be full of compassion for yourself, and it needs to respect who you are at this time. Because who you are at this time is wonderful, and it needs to take that into account. And it needs to push you at the same time. It needs to cultivate courage and bravery and strength and resilience. You don't set a low goal just because you're afraid to fail or just because you're afraid to try. So the goal needs to be realistic, yet pushes you at the same time. It also needs to be specific. You need to be so clear in the goal. You can't say, oh, I want to eat better. That doesn't tell me anything. I want to eat more fresh fruit. So, which is better, but not specific enough. I want to have 3 pieces of fresh fruit 5 days a week. That's specific. It needs to be time oriented. So you need to give yourself a deadline. Deadline, scary word, huh? But you can do it. You've already listened to the YouTube this far. Go ahead and follow through with that deadline. And it needs to be measurable. So we close the loophole. Sometimes we like to give ourselves a little wiggle room, right? But we close the loophole. So at the end of the day, your goal should be crafted in such a way that someone looking on the outside who sees you doing whatever it is you're doing and says, you know what? I like that Ted. And he looks like he has his act together. I want to be like him. So I'm going to do what he's doing. And you just say, oh, I'm doing this, and hand him your goal. And he should be able to follow through exactly. So before I go, I'm going to give a little summary of what I've talked about. So first things first, determine what's important to you. And it needs to be important to you because it's important to you. Whoever you allow or whatever you allow to motivate you is who you give a piece of yourself to. So the question you need to ask is, do I want that person, that entity, that place, that idea to have a piece of me? Next, set an appropriate goal. Then go out and work toward making that goal a reality. So that's kind of, short and simple, less than a minute, what I've spoken about. My final word is this, right? Watch your thoughts because they become your words. Watch your words because they become your actions. Watch your actions because they become your habits. Watch your habits because they become your character. Watch your character because it becomes your destiny. I did not write that. The author is unknown, but it's so fitting for what I've discussed today. And with that, all the best to you.
Stop.